Congratulations are in order to José Ramírez, because tonight at 6:10 exactly, when he either takes third base or is in the lineup for the Guardians against the Royals, he will become the all-time games played leader in Cleveland baseball history. What is it, 16-19?
16-19 currently is what he's tied at. When he plays tonight, it'll become 16-20, passing Terry Turner for the lone hold on the number one overall record, most games played in Cleveland baseball.
Now, how impressive is that? What does that mean at the end of the day, Jay? What do you look? What does that mean?
I don't think it'll ever be broken.
For Cleveland.
For Cleveland, I don't think it'll ever be broken. I mean, how many years has it been? 100?
Well, he's 12, right? This is season 12.
Because how many?
Basically, if you look at it, the record after tonight's going to be 1620. The irony of that is that's 10 full seasons of all 162 games.
Yeah.
That would be 1620.
And he's signed here for how many more years now?
7.
So the meter's just going to keep running on.
Yeah.
It's going to get well over 2,000.
It's never.
When you're dealing with small market teams in today's, even when the new ownership comes in, I do think that there will be a little bit more flexibility with spending and all that. But to be able to last that long, you got to be an elite player. And how many guys are going to take the type of contracts that Jose is
Well,
taking?
in particular, not just an elite player, but an elite player willing to give teams multiple hometown
That's
discounts.
what I'm saying.
Right,
yeah.
Because he's done it with Cleveland twice, where he could have made boatloads of money that is generational money alone, the money he's left on the table.
Or wanting to play for a big contender, like later in your career. Like,
right.
You know,
this guy selectively decided that he was going to play his entire career in a city that currently is the lowest payroll in Major League Baseball.
So he's got how many more years?
7.
Counting this year, 7?
I think so. It's carry him through his 40-year-old season.
So let's say 6. Let's say 130 games a year. 120 games a year.
Yeah.
At 6 years.
That's 720
That's another 700.
more.
Yeah. So I mean that number is going to be over
Puts him at
2,300
2,300.
if he stays relatively healthy, and that's a low number that I'm setting that at 130.
Sure. And there will probably be injuries as he gets older.
Sure.
So there may be, a season where he misses a large chunk of games. But yeah, he's
this
going
is gonna go over 2,000.
He'll well surpass 2,000 games. The thing is, I think another significant piece of this story is the fact that he is the only current player who is his current team's active leader.
Yep.
So out of all of the other franchises, nobody's leader in this category is still playing today. And that speaks to the movement that we see with guys like Derek Jeter that come up and retire in one uniform are such the exception.
It doesn't happen.
Such the
very
exception.
often.
This may sound stupid or naive, but I think this is the one, statistic that kind of put him over the hump in terms of the Hall of Fame. I think Hall of Fame writers will look at that statistic and say he did it because baseball, believe it or not, there's a lot of guys voting, talking about whether or not how you did it, the way you did it, way you did it, matters.
Yeah.
And for him to be playing and taking multiple pay cuts and just stayed with one baseball team, I think that they'll look at this, and even if he does not win a championship and he's not really played all that well in the postseason, I think that they'll look at the fact that he's going to have all of the career numbers and played the most games. I think if he doesn't win anything else, I think this puts him in Cooperstown.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's definitely headed to Cooperstown. I think the one interesting distinction with José Ramírez, I think that the writers will ultimately judge him as favorably as they have punished all of the rules breakers.
Yes.
All of the guys from the steroid generation,
yeah,
many of them were bona fide Hall of Famers without steroids.
Without that. And
they're still not getting in because the writers take that thing into account. As honorable as it was for Derek Jeter, when he went in, they were like, yeah, what a guy. Loyalty to the Yankees. Oh, break my heart. It's so hard to be loyal to the team with the biggest payroll
and
the most championships. That isn't honorable.
Yeah,
What's honorable is what this dude is doing.
Yeah,
this dude has decided to play his entire career in a city who has the longest drought in baseball between championships and can't get over that hump and is the lowest payroll in all of baseball. The thing that I'm most disappointed about when it comes to Jose is I would have thought when they let Frankie walk to the Mets, they publicly said, we're going to use some of that money that we would have spent to keep him to reinvest in the team. That was a lie. They did not, and they have not. And I think Jose was in a position to hold the team's feet to the fire.
You could have.
And before I signed that, he didn't need to sign that contract extension when he signed it. They just got it out of the way. If I were Jose, I would have said, I do want to play my entire career here, but I want to win.
Yeah.
And you're not helping me. And so I'm going to wait on signing until I see action to your words. Your words were you're going to reinvest some of the money that you saved from Frankie into the team. That has been a lie. Their payroll has consistently gone down and down and down to the point now it's dead last in baseball. And I think that's inexcusable. It should never happen for a city that loves baseball the way we love baseball. And I thought that that Jose could have used that as a little bit of a negotiating tactic to say, go spend some money, and then I'll sign my extension.
If they keep Frankie, do they win? Would they have won a championship by now?
Hard to say. It's hard to say. He's still one of the game's best players.
I don't know what year they would have. That's what's so weird about baseball. Is,
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's weird because
I mean,
you
would
would like to kill him.
Would he have
to
made
say-
a difference 2 years ago
Right.
when they lost in the ALCS?
Possibly, yeah.
Potentially. I think
Possibly.
they lost 4-1 to the Yankees.
Yeah.
Could have he? Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it just does. The thing to me, it's about effort, and it's about doing what you say you're going to do. And when you say you're going to reinvest in this team, and you don't, and you haven't, your actions aren't aligning with your words. And I'm surprised that Jose didn't put their feet to the fire more and say, show me.
Yeah.
Show me that I should play the rest of my career here because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm yours for the taking. But in fact, just do this. The $75 to $90 million, depending on what report you believe, that he left on the table and didn't go to Toronto, invest that money.
At least a little bit.
And use it over 3 years. Give me, in 3 straight years, sign guys to $25 million deals. Those are the guys that make difference in the game.
Well,
They're not giving them a chance right now.
I mean, with where their payroll is now, how much different would this lineup look with Pete Alonso
Oh, my goodness.
instead of Rhys Hoskins?
I know. And they could have done that.
They could have done.
They could have done that. He
I
was
believe
an
they could have
affordable
done that.
player for
Yeah.
them to sign.
I mean, he's obviously out of their price range under normal circumstances, but when the payroll is as low as it is,
sure.
how can you not add a $35 million player?
Right.
It still takes your payroll.
And look at the pressure that takes off Jose.
Yeah.
And now you would have Pete Alonso, José Ramirez, Chase DeLauder in the lineup,
Yeah.
and Manzardo. And these are all guys that you could expect 30 home runs from.
Yeah.
And instead, we're still doing it on a shoestring budget. I don't think it's fair to Jose, to be quite honest. I think ownership here has done him a huge disservice because, we saw it with Joe Thomas. At least with Jose, there have been deep playoff runs. He's played in a World Series.
Some playoffs.
He's played in 2 ALCSs. He's been a consistent figure in the playoffs. But at the end of the day, if he retires without that World Series ring, they've done a huge disservice to him. Now, what the clock looks like for Blitzer to take over as the new owner, that there's some gray area there. It could happen at the end of this season. I was told at opening day, someone in the know told me that it could actually happen at the end of this season. That same person told me it could actually happen at the end of the 28th season. So there's a lot of flexibility there into when this happens.
It's our understanding he holds the controls on it. It's up to him.
I thought that was the case, but that's not what I was told.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know where we are on that.
Because a lot of it has to do with the lockout. And
Right.
if there is, which there most likely will be,
You
some
wouldn't
sort
wanna-
of work
you-
stoppage.
Yeah.
You don't want to take over in the middle of a work stoppage.
You wouldn't want to be, yeah.
So, but I do think when we get to the other side of whatever the work stoppage is, I do think it'll be under new majority control.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's the start of 27 or we lose 27 entirely and it's the start of 28, there's some gray area there. One way or another, we know that there is a checkbook at the end of this rainbow
Yeah.
whenever it ends. My hat's off to the Dolan family for doing a lot with very little.
Yeah.
It's incredible what they've been able to do. I was watching, I think it was the opening day game. There was a stat that said, since José Ramirez's first game in the major leagues, this is an incredible stat, guys. Only the Dodgers and Yankees have won more games.
Yeah.
That is
they throw
a
that around a lot.
mind blow.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
And the fact that he, don't let this man retire without a ring on his finger. Don't do it. You better put a ring on it because this guy has given so much to this city. He has allowed you to be the misers that you are. because he left a lot of money on the table. What would this team look like without José Ramírez?
Oh my goodness.
I'd shudder to think.
Yeah.
So please put the talent around this guy to give him a ring before he retires. But enjoy tonight when he breaks the record, 16-20, which ironically is regular season times 10.
I just did a quick chat GPT a minute ago. The longest, I didn't know this, Carl Yastrzemski with the Red Sox, 3,300, over 3,300 games with the Red Sox.
Them records of
Hank
baseball ain't
Aaron's
gonna
over
get broke.
3,000 with the Braves.
Them records ain't getting broke.
What about Cal Ripken?
Cal was 3,001, I think, or something like that,
Oh, okay.
with the Orioles.
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been Cal Ripken just because he only played for the Orioles.
Hey, it's not Carl Yastrzemski. He's not number one. ChatGPT's wrong.
Chat can be wrong.
What do you have?
Pete Rose.
No, he's not over 3,300 with the Reds.
I would think he'd have to be.
No.
He had 4,100 hits.
But not with one
I know
team.
he left
He
and
was with
played
the
for the
Reds.
Phillies.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was with
And-
the Reds
and
and
the
the
Expos.
Phillies.
What is his games played for the Reds?
With the Reds,
How many games played?
it says 3,562.
Okay, right in.
With
try
the-
this
with
now.
the Reds?
Add this now, and you're gonna laugh when you see this. Add this to your chat. What about Pete Rose? You know what they're gonna say? Oh, you're right. My bad. I've done that with chat a number of times. They've
No.
given me answers
Nope.
that I
Nope.
knew were wrong.
Google AI was wrong.
Wow.
With Cincinnati, 2,722 games.
That's it.
Wait, did Pete only play 3,500 games in his career?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
God, he had 600 more hits than games
That's
played.
that's
That's
almost
crazy.
impossible.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so Yastrzemski at 3,300 is the leader with one team.
Okay, he's not getting there.
He didn't go in there.
30.
What was Yaz was like a 24-year player.
That's crazy.
Remember at the end of his career, this is one of my favorite things about Carl Yastrzemski. If you Google pictures at the end of his career, the hole in his batting helmet was just a little bit smaller than the baseball because he couldn't hear. He was losing his hearing, and he was still out there playing. So all the other guys had just like a finger hole. He had a huge hole so he could hear. My other favorite thing about that, remember Sparky Anderson at the end of his career was with the Tigers and took the team to the playoffs? Whenever he was doing an interview, he would go like this.
Yeah.
Because the dude was almost deaf.
Yeah.
A life in the sport.